Good morning and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. The team is out, and let's say we're going live in 150 seconds. Yeah, there we are. We're live now. What was YouTube playing at this morning? Anyway, right, let's get into the team. We'll get some people on the live first of all. Just do this. And the team is out, and pretty much as we expected this morning. Big Rocky is in, and Cameron Carter-Vickers starts on the bench. On the bench. I just had to read that twice. Cameron Carter-Vickers does start on the bench this afternoon as well as 12 o'clock when Celtic do kick off away to Motherwell. Just click on this just to get the live. Oh, there's 46 people watching. There's plenty of people watching. Make sure that you do give the video a thumbs up. Also, Thomas, first up, hail, mate. Morning. Big Dom, morning to you. Alb, good morning. Buddy, hail. And T1 boys, the team is out. Skip that a bit. The team is out. I just put that on mute, and then we'll get the team. As expected, Cameron Carter-Vickers does start on the bench. I did say that this morning. I thought, will he start or won't he? But the big news is this afternoon, Tomoki Iwata makes it back to the Celtic team. The team is, as we speak, Hart, Johnson, Rocky, Scales, Taylor at the back. Tomoki Iwata will sit in that central holding midfield role this morning, allowing Cal McGregor to go further forward with Matt O'Reilly, with Kun Maida on the wing and Kyogo on the bench. Adam Ida has been dropped from the team. In the subs, we've got Scott Bain, Louis Palma, Adam Ida, Yang, O, Carter Vickers, Bernardo, Kelly, and Ralston. No Rocco Vata for the second week in a row. No Rocco Vata the second week in a row. Good morning from Mazron. What are you doing down there? What are you doing down there? That's a fantastic bit of the world. Yeah, you'll follow Expat Mazron then. He's a good guy. No, Sean well. We're going to have to smash Motherwell today. Yes, we are. Tarmac is in the house. Hill, Paul Baird is in the house. 3 left-footed defenders. Yep. But Cameron Carter-Vickers, we can't, let's face it, let's face facts, we cannot have Cameron Carter-Vickers out there and not being 100% fit. We know he's game time. We know he's not game time fit, but he is back on the bench. And you'll see Celtic bringing him on for some game time towards the end of the game. Vata isn't the answer, says Mer Celtic. He isn't, but you know, it's a young player that came through the Celtic system, and he might improve. He might improve. You never know. People said that about Callum McGregor. People said about Callum McGregor when he first came into the team at Celtic, the young lad's never going to make it on the left-sided midfielder. He's never going to make it. Look at the career he's had. O's a disaster. No Vata, no player who's played about 2 games, done nothing. Big story. Yes, it is. And here's Doc. He's in the house. Yeah, Gribas. He's back into the team. You have to with Cameron Carter-Vickers. There's no use rushing him into the team and then he's out for the last 6 games of the season, say. We need him for the last 6 games of the season. Like it or not, we've got a title race on our hands. And we're in the position that we don't like to be in. Well, we've never been in for a long time. But it is still in our hands. They might be sitting top of the table looking down on the Celtic. Blah, blah, blah. Welcome to Chase. Boring old stuff, that, isn't it? We've only welcomed the Chase for the best part of 20 years. But anyway, when you look at it, we need to ease Cameron Carter-Vickers back into the team. He is important for the last 6 games of the season. That's where it kicks in. We'll have played them once. We'll get one more chance to play them. And hopefully at that point, that'll be the game that puts us a good few points clear at the top of the league. And then remember, that's when it matters. Not where you start the season, it's where you finish it. Anyway, let's get some of the comments in. Magnus says, on the hoops, let's get into them. Yes, nothing but a win today. 2-0, says Thomas Connolly. My name is James Connolly and I didn't come here to die. Anyway, a little bit of Rebs first thing in the morning. That's all we need. Bread says, keep the heart on bars. Mind the haters. Mind the haters. Haters don't bother me. Haters do not bother me. Anyway, I run enough YouTube channels to know the score with YouTube. Christopher says we need to score to at least have a chance of winning today. We need to score more than 1. We need to score 2 or 3. We need to go out and put our marker down towards the end of the season. I understand that they won by a handsome amount of goals yesterday. But anyway, Tav's wife was at the Davin Fish about 7ish now. Oh my goodness. Well, score more than two today and we'll have a chance of winning. We need I'll just wait and see what's this. I think what's that'll be there. 7. Text messages being mad all morning. Let's get to some of the messages. Yeah, we need to score more than two today. We need to score at least 4 just to get the goal scoring, the goal difference back into some kind of level playing field. Big Dom says, when Brendan announced last week that the team have always played Ange ball under him, I was amazed. Harshly down to them yesterday. I don't even want to talk about them. It is not about. I'm going to go down the Brendan Rodgers line. I don't care what any other team does. It's about what Celtic does until the end of the season. If we win all the remaining games, we're champions. Simple. It is as simple as that. Call me a happy clapper, call me whatever you want. But it's mathematical now. It's down to maths, right? It's down to simple facts. If we win all the remaining games, we are champions. Simple. We need to win every single one. So let's forget about them. Let's forget about Hearts. Let's forget about Rangers. It's nothing to do with them, what happens today. It's all down to us as a team and fans. And I'll tell you one thing, we need to win by at least 3 to 4 goals today. If we don't, it's not a big deal. As long as we win and get the 3 points, that's fine. But just to make sure that the goals are banged in, we need to finish the season on a high. The teams better start showing some real steel, especially in front, or we're done for this season. Come on, Chris. Get some of. Oh, man. Doc has taken over from Carly, has been our resident merchant of doom. Score 4. What planet's you on? We need to win every game 1-0. I don't mind that. We can win every game 1-0. I'd rather win 2-0. If we win 2-0 every game towards the end of the season, happy days, champions. Simple as that. Boom, boom. There we go. 3-0 for us today, says Norman. All right, everyone, hail, hail from Parkhead. Stephen is in the house. Doc's messages are now getting deleted. I have no idea what he's saying. But good on you, Tam, Mark. The spanners are in the house. Right, let's talk about the team. When you look at the bench, well, let's talk about the team first of all. You obviously got Hart and goals. You're not going to get rid of Hart before the end of the season. Alistair Johnson's walked straight back into the team after his side facial fracture. Big Rocky walks into the team. That's an interesting one. Why was Welsh dropped? Welsh doesn't even make the bench. Welsh has not even made the bench today. That's one that we didn't notice at the beginning of the video. Welsh has not made the bench today. Rocky walks back into the team. Stephen Welsh has not made the bench. He partners Scales and Greg Taylor. Is Rocky the man? Is he the answer? Well, at three and a bit million, he definitely needs to pull his weight and show his worth and earn his wages, as they say, or earn his transfer fee. Tomoki Awasa in that holding midfield role. Just hope that he can last the 90 minutes. And, you know, it's a big, big game for Tomoki Awasa in that holding midfield. It does allow Callum McGregor to get a little bit further forward and be a little bit of a pest the way that Callum does, and to get the odd crack at goal. You know, Callum likes to have a good shot from outside the box, so hopefully that will happen today. Matt O'Reilly, well, he's Matt O'Reilly. He needs to start picking up his form. People are saying that he's down tools ever since he was linked with a move, although that move was turned down by Celtic, and he decided he wants to stay at Celtic. But we'll leave that for the summer and whatever happens. Rocky is far too slow, I'm afraid. As long as he doesn't come out, as long as he doesn't go up to the halfway line, I don't care how slow he is. As long as he defends like an absolute beast, stays around about the box area, I don't want him further up the pack. I don't want Rocky or Scales further up the pack. We don't need them further up the pack. Leave them just outside our box. They're defenders. They're not midfield players. They're not attackers. Leave them stacked outside the box and just waiting for them when they come, and let the rest of the team do their thing. People saying that he's too slow. Who cares? You know, Roy Aitken was too slow allegedly, but look at him. He had a fantastic career at Celtic. No negativity this morning, lads. Tam, if anyone puts the negativity, just delete it. Just delete it. You've got my permission. No negativity. Right now we're. Oh, does anyone fancy to learn Arabic? Right, you're getting banned. You are getting banned. This Arabic. He's come up again. Hide user from channel. Elijah, you're banned. You're banned. Your messages are hidden, never to be seen again. Do you want to learn Arabic? Lowell out, says Mark, Green Brigade, the legends. Yes, they are that, and they'll be at the game today. This isn't an Arabic country, mate. It isn't an Arabic country, but I do know people that do speak Arabic and whatever other Moroccans speak. Anyway, who cares? All out attacks is Gordon. What's your blood pressure, Baz? My blood pressure's fine today. I'm buzzing this morning. Absolutely buzzing this morning. I just had Irish pork sausages for the first time in donkeys. It's hard to get them in this part of the world. But we had breakfast and we had real Irish 98% pork sausages. Can't beat it, man. Cannot beat it. Rick Kelly says, morning. We need to move the ball quickly. We need to approach the game with a sense of urgency, play with intensity, and be positive. Yes, we do that. Not at Celtic Park, we don't play that. 6-0 today is going to smash them and we're going to win every game. The champions are back. The champions are back. When you look at the rest of the team, obviously we spoke about the defenders, Johnston, Rocky, Scales and Taylor. That's probably the best defence that we've got out there, apart from Carter Vickers. He'll be really important for the running. When you look at the midfield, Tomoki Iwata sitting in that whole midfield role is going to be paramount for us going forward today. With McGregor and O'Reilly getting further forward, O'Reilly doing what he does outside the box, same with McGregor. And then it all comes down to all eyes today will be on Nico Kuhn. People will try and look for a scapegoat today, and people will look for the weakest link in the Celtic team. People will directly look at Nico Kuhn because he's the newest guy on the block. And that's what Celtic fans do. They'll look at Nico Kuhn to see how good he actually is, and can he take on players and get round players, and can he give Kyogo the service that we know he needs. Kyogo needs service. He needs quick. I mean, you look at that Marco Tilio goal. I mean, Celtic would never play like that because they don't pass it out quick enough from the back. We play out for the back, and pardon me, allow teams to get further back, which is that's fucking pain in the ass. I'm a good old fashioned as soon as the keeper gets the ball, get it up that park, get it up the park, and get it to the wingers, and then get the striker booming forward. We need Kyogo on the back heels of the defender today, on the defenders, making sure that they go for it. I want to see. Kuhn hasn't impressed at all. There we go. The negativity. Lorna is in the house. Good morning to you, Lorna. Lorna? Lorna? I don't know what was doing there. Lorna, good afternoon to you. Morning, everyone. Sorry, I'm late. Hubby snoring kept me awake all night. Divorce on the cards. We will win today. Keep the faith, troops. Oh, I love the channel. I love this channel. I love the comment section. And Slaven says the players either play for the managers today or they leave Brendan without a paddle. They leave Brendan without a paddle. Let's win it for Joe, says Stavros. Kevin is going for 4-1. The weakness link is Brendan Rodgers hasn't a clue, says Paul Baird. One thing, Paul, you have stuck to your guns all season. You've never been a Brendan Rodgers fan since he came back. You didn't believe he should come back. And yeah, you've stuck with it. I'm reading a message there. Mark says, Baz, try sausages next time we're in Dublin, Ireland. I don't know when I'll next be in Dublin, but we managed to get them this morning from it was actually a shop, which was surprising. Anyway, keep it real, my man. He says, morning from Kinglassie. You must be the only Tim in Kinglassie. You must be actually about. There can only be a handful of Celtic fans in Kinglassie. Hats off to you, World Scotsman. Hats off to you from staying in the dark place at Kinglassie. Oh Jesus! Just give me the heebie-jeebies this morning. Kuhn has to do the damage today, says Stephen. Baz, take a chill pill, mate. Before it comes up. Hoops. 1-3. Baz, easy champions again. Yeah, I think we will be. John is in the house. How are you, John? Morning, Baz. I think we'll go in the Guinness today. I had a cracking pint of Guinness. No, it wasn't last night. It was the day before. First time I've had a Guinness in a while, but it was good. It was a really good pint of Guinness. Desmond Tutu says, oh, look, the Galactian. €20. Love the channel, upvote and subscribe, folks. That I've got, if I had the old, that, thank you so much for that. That is absolutely amazing from the main man. I wish I could highlight that on the screen, but this software doesn't be able to do that. But anyway, what an amazing from the Glaxian. Love the channel, upvote and subscribe. Folks, if we don't score by half time, we will struggle. Because look, I'm telling you, Baz, we won't win the league with Scales, one of the worst centre backs I've seen at Celtic. No, come on, don't do this today. We don't need the negativity. We're due a great performance by this team. We're due a fantastic. Look, we've got players in the team now that surely, to fucking Christ, knows what it means to play for Celtic and win this league. Even the bench, he's put all the wash onto the bench when you look at it, right? If you look at the bench, he's got Palmer dropped to the bench. Hasn't he been doing it, right? He's been too selfish. Adam Ida, he's been brought in and stick around to watch the live after the game today because I was given a bit of information this morning about what actually happened in the transfer window. And it's absolutely horrendous what went on at Celtic during the transfer window. And Brendan Rodgers was well within his right to stand firm and stand his ground during the last transfer window because it could have been a transfer window just like the summer window. That's all I'm going to say at this current time. Anyway, when we look at the bench, Carter Vickers, you're going to bring him back in gently. Bernardo could come on to try and change the game in the second half. Can Bernardo change the game? If Iwata's not doing it and then Callum McGregor gets pulled back, you don't know. There's all these permutations. Adam Ida up front, if you're going to change it, maybe pull Callum back and then bring on Adam Ida to go two up front. Tony Ralston, he's just going to be on the bench. You can't see him coming on today. And young boy Kelly. Then Scott Bain. We must just turn up in his pipe and slippers and go, right, happening. Scott Bain's like an old drunk in the pub. Again, one of the old geezers that sit in the back of the boozer. Sits in the same seat every week. Sits in the same seat. Every time you go in, he's sitting there. And that's Scott Bain. It doesn't matter what time of day you go into the pub. There's always this one guy sitting in the corner, sitting in the same seat. That's Scott Bain. That's the Scott Bain of Celtic. He has to be that man. So every boozer's got one. You go into one and there's a guy sitting in the back. He's sitting in the corner, minding his own business, keeping tabs on everybody. He can tell you everything about everybody, everything that's going on in the pub, no matter what time of day. He has all the stories. That has to be Scott Bain. I'm telling you, it has to be. Anyway, let's get back to some of the comments. Ida, with a bit of work, could be the new John Hartson. Says Stavros. Buzzlop says, sorry, mate. We can win the league. We need 100% commitment. We can win the league. Yeah, Stephen says, Queen's Park Cafe for a pint. The black stuff. Hail, hail. And be here after the game. Love your updates, mate. Good. Make sure that you are here after the game today. We will be coming live from the wee Celtic pub that you all seem to love just now. I was having a chat this morning, actually, totally off comments, and I got given information about a Celtic supporters club in Paris. I'll put it up on the chat later. Where's the WhatsApp? Bring up WhatsApp. And this one is, I think this is Twitter, at French CSC. They're watching the Celtic game at Heart Bar, 111 Boulevard de Clichy, Paris, 75018. So I'm thinking we should maybe do a little tour of all the Celtic bars. Anyway, are you going to the wee pub, Baz? Yes, with the big dog. Yes, I'm going to the wee pub with a massive dog. Massive dogs. Bill's from La Marina. You're all getting a bit close here. Bill, if you're at La Marina, where are you going to watch the game? Are you going down to the Hoops Bar? Get yourself over to the Hoops Bar in Guardamar. Get yourself over to the Hoops Bar in Guardamar and say hi to Kate and all the team down there. So, yeah, you're not too far from it. Instead of watching it in the house, nip down to the Hoops Bar in Guardamar. It's only 8-minute drive from where you are. Get yourself down to the Hoops Bar in Guardamar. I will be coming live from the Hoops Bar in the Guardamar before the end of the season. So, yeah. And let's get some of the comments. Helen is in the house. Morning, come on, Hoops. And no messing around, 3 points today. It's that simple. Ricky says, let's get behind the team. Exactly. It's going to be the same. Oh, they should have went 3-5-2. He just ain't a good manager, says Chris. Chris, when you look at the team, there's not really anybody on the bench that you could say we could go to a 3. or you could change formation, but then it means leaving. You have to leave Taylor out, or would you push Taylor first or further forward? You can't really go to a three. Well, you could do. You could push. You're going to have to drop someone, or it's push Taylor further forward. I don't know. When you look at the midfield, Tomoki Awata is going to sit in that holding role. Callum McGregor go further forward. O'Reilly, all eyes will be on O'Reilly today again as well, because let's face it, ever since December, he's not really set the header on fire. He's not been his usual self. And it is all going to be about how much service we can get to the one man in the middle. It is disappointing that we're not playing two through the middle. I'm just an old-fashioned football fan. I just believe that with any team needs two strikers. You need two strikers. I just don't get this. I understand that if you're playing super fast attacking football and your striker doesn't come past the halfway line. But the fact is, when we've got a corner against us, Kyogo's back in the box. As soon as the ball comes in and the ball's cleared, Kyogo should be pelting it straight for the halfway line, so that the ball can then go out to the wingers really quick. And by the time that they get to Kyogo's at the halfway line, the ball's going out to the wingers, and then they can then hit it to Kyogo, who's been pelting it up the pitch. Does Kyogo have that in him, though? Is Kyogo just one of those players that he has that pace from, say, the halfway line to the goal? And can he do it from box to box? I don't know. Does he have that kind of electric pace in him to come that far back? I think sometimes when we're defending like that, it says we're up against it. It says we are up against it. Anyway, thanks as you always for your podcast, pads. It's madness. No worries about that. Try Maida in the middle. He's bloody useless on the wing, says James. He's been playing, but not just had the chances. Yes, he has that. Big Dom says, why do you think we're going to get a different outcome today, playing the same old ingredients and style? There's a change in the ingredients today. Tomoki Awata's in the team. Which, here's one for you. This is how you go to a 3-5-2 with this team. Tomoki Awata sitting in midfield as a defender, as a central sitting holding midfield player. You've then got your Cameron Carter-Vickers and Scales sitting back. Tomoki Awata sits back. He doesn't go further forward. It allows your fullbacks to run further forward into the midfield area. That gives you your midfield five. This is how you play a 3-5-2 formation with this team. You then push up Kyogo, but then it's who comes in through the middle of the park. You don't necessarily get two strikers, but what it does do is it does allow Callum McGregor and O'Reilly to get in and about the box area. So effectively, you can play a 3-5-2 formation with that. But I'm no football manager. I don't even play FIFA. Anyway, what time is it? Because the hand of God better be getting ready to go to the pub. Why are you asking a 30-goal season striker to drop the halfway line? In the first place, square pegs and round holes. This is Rogers' ways, his brown warrior. And James Duffin says, Riley was rumoured to be leaving at Christmas. That didn't happen. Since then, he has underperformed. Would you bring on Yang, says Kevin. Would you bring on Yang? No, personally. I believe that Brendan Rodgers thinks he is one for the future, but not today. He didn't do enough for me in the last game. I would try and keep this team on for as long as we can. If you're going to bring on anyone today, it's going to be Cameron Carter-Vickers the second half of the game, around about the 65-minute mark. It'll be probably about 67, and Brendan Rodgers. Personally, I'd like to get him on about the 60-minute mark. Give him the good half hour, maybe even 25 minutes. Get him on. Cameron Carter-Vickers will come on. And then if anyone will come on, it might be a change in the wingers. It might be Palmer, given the second half. But then again, if we're needing to move forward and if we're needing something, you can see the manager pulling pulling Callum McGregor back into the midfield, taking the one and only Awata off. But that would be dangerous if the score is only at 1-0 with 5 minutes to go. If it's more than 1-0, if we're winning comfortably the second half of the game, hopefully, if we're winning comfortably, I would then take Awata off, put Bernardo on just to give us that little bit of going further forward. But then again, Brendan Rodgers might be thinking, I need a Wata to get a run of games. A Wata's not had a run of games. He might only get 60 minutes. A Wata might only get 60 minutes today. That's something that we haven't thought about. A Wata might only get 60 minutes today just to get his football game time up. Um, just to get his game time up and make sure that he doesn't get injured. I don't know why he was out. I think, was he injured? I'm not too sure. But Iwata might only get 60 minutes, which means Paulo Bernardo would then come onto the scheme, the scene, and it would be a change of formation. Bernabe was only the actual wing back at the club. We spent 4 million back on a wing back, and we haven't used them. Genius management of resources. Brown Warrior. He never bought Bernabe. He never bought Bernabe. Bernabe was an Ange Postecoglou signing, was he not? Bernabe was an Ange Postecoglou signing. Get Ange and Brendan. Yeah. Listen, that's the past. I don't care. Don't care. Stephen says, see if you can get me a 4 for Brady instead. Stop the hook. Oh, I wouldn't mind a 4 for Brady. What's my prediction? I am going to go for, I'm going to go for 3-0 today. Yes, I'm going to write that down. Mind you, I went 2-0 against Hibs. I'm going to go 3-0 today. Well, Celtic. I'm just checking messages. 0-3. I'm going to go 3-0. I'm going to go 3-0 and we'll put it up here. Brendan Rodgers has 0 ambitions. Brendan's here for 3 seasons. Exactly. Brendan's season for 3 seasons. John says morning. So I'm going to go 3-0. There is my prediction. Up. Rodgers needs to go, says David. What happened about the no negativity? Irishman says, with a Watt in the holding role, you could theoretically drop deeper and play the centre defender and switching us to a 4-3-3 or a 3-5-2-1. That's pretty much that's what I said 5 minutes ago. You know what? That's what I said. 3-0, you're after his bad. Say, Stephen, you've got that the way round. You've got that 3-0 to Motherwell. Putting a man on after injury, the subs is a massive mistake. John, don't say 2-2. Oh, God. If it's 2-2, it's league over. Right? If it's 2-2, it's league over. Simple as that. Absolutely hate to hear it, Baz, but Rangers looked very good yesterday. Did you mean you watched them? Jeez. Let the people sing, on you go. Clement is a version of Ange. Right. Who cares? Who cares? Right. He never managed to beat Celtic. Right. He never managed to beat Celtic the first game we played them. Right. So he's not been able to get past us. He might think he can try and get past us. We win all the remaining games 1-0, 2-0. We've won the league. Simple as that. Bobby says, Lorna Gallagher is in the house. Get a good drink in your hand. Cheers for that. Lorna, you are absolutely. Lorna's one of the stars of the channel. Her and her uncle. They are the stars of the channel. All we want is a good performance. Good luck to the Drum Chapel amateurs. Today, I was up just outside Alicante the other day and I came across a guy from Drum Chapel. Absolutely bizarre. You mean complete randoms that have family in Drum Chapel and you're like, the drum? You've got mates for drum? Jesus Christ. Anyway, he's rolling my heart today. Neither, no chance. 3-1 says Ricky. 8-0. Oh my God. Oh dear. On the drum. 8-0. Morning, Baz. Listen to you making my granddaughter's breakfast. I'm going for 3-1 Celtic, says Jim. Stephen says, I'm not the same. No, Friday for me, Rice Krispies. Rice Krispies. How is Uncle Stuart? Says Stephen. There's no show of change of desire today. The league is over. Sadly, says Callum. Lorna is going for 4-0 today. 4-0 today. This is the day. Have faith, troops. Have faith. Have faith. Sometimes in a season, there's defining moments. And I've said, I thought one of the defining moments maybe be a win away at Aberdeen or Hibs or something like that. But I think the defining moment of this season will be the fact that the team will want to do this for Joe Hart. The team will want to go out high for Joe Hart. You remember when Tommy Burns died, we wanted to win the league for Tommy Burns that year. And we did. We wanted to make sure that we won the league for Tommy Burns. And we did. Celtic just has that little bit of romance about them sometimes. And I still think that we can go out. And the players will want to do it for Joe Hart. Joe Hart, it wouldn't surprise me if he has absolutely an amazing run
to the end of the season. And then they were all going, okay, I'll tell you what, wish Joe Hart would have stayed on one more season. uh, anyway, Poach Job Express says, Mike the board stabbed him in the back twice. What are you talking about? James says, Brendan doesn't look interested on the touchline. Doesn't look interested on the touchline. Hmm. Not sure about that. I'm not sure. He's not as vocal. He's never, even if it was that, Brendan wasn't that vocal the first time round. So I don't know how you get that because he wasn't that vocal. He would wolf whistle, and when Brendan whistled that again, God, you knew it. You knew it because everybody in the ground heard it. He was never overly vocal at shouting at players and stuff. He would whistle and get his command to the player, short, sharp. But I don't think he's ever been the most animated until we score and win. Slavin, let's do it and hope for Joe Fart. What Job Express says Brendan is missing his right hand man, and Chris Davies obviously getting input from Laptop Boy and John Kennedy. In the live after the game today, make sure that you do watch that because I was told about information about the last transfer window that was pretty much disturbing. And whether you believe it or not, Brendan Rodgers stood firm. Brendan Rodgers stood firm the last transfer window and didn't want to accept mediocre players. And when it came down to it, it was a very interesting conversation this morning. A big difference between Tommy Burns and Joe Hart. And yeah, one's Celtic through and through, and one's came in and said, I'm going to do a 3-year stint at Celtic and then I'm going to retire. The team should want to win it from themselves, not just a particular player. They don't need motivated. The club should be motivation enough. I think that's why Brendan Rodgers has turned around to say to some of these players, look, if you can't handle the pressure of having to win every single week and not be motivated to play for 90 minutes and think it's going to be easy, thinking that a 1-1 draw after winning 8 games in a row is sufficient. No, it's not sufficient. You need to go in and win every single game handsomely. That's the Celtic way. This is why people say you need to get rid of some of these players. Get rid of Callum McGregor. Get rid of James Forrest. These are the type of players that we actually need in the team so that they know what it's like. Brian, I've been on line for how long? Jesus, and they're sending me the team now. Right. What am I doing? Oh, abs, you'll need to wait. 2 seconds. Just replying to my niece. 2 seconds. Right. Anyway, it's about time that Kennedy moved on. Yes, I think so. I think it's time for John Kennedy to move on. I think we need a bit of a change in the background staff. Jesus God. What was that one? To try to get some of the messages. Rogers need to grow a set of balls and be vocal, start shouting at players on the touchline. Hey, yeah. The team on that one. Graham Hardy says if the team can't get out there and up their game today after all this negative press this week, we'll win for all this season. Brendan Rodgers buffling since he came back to steal a wage. The main issue is the new transfers haven't been absolutely terrible, and that comes down to Rodgers. No, it doesn't. The the summer transfer window was not a Rodgers window. The majority of the players were brought in were earmarked before Brendan Rodgers came in. They were earmarked by Ange Postecoglou. Like I say, Mike, join me on the live after the game today because I'm going to reveal some information that was told about the last Celtic transfer window. I can't obviously name names or sources, but it is disturbing in one way, but in another way, Brendan Rodgers stood his ground. Brendan Rodgers stood his ground and was well within his right to stand his ground the last transfer windows and not accept just mediocre players. So make sure you join us out sleeping. I'm live on YouTube now. Uh, oh my goodness. Yeah, ought to be early 20s again and be it all night. Anyway, right. Morning, Lorna. Hope all goes well. Good talk, chop. Kieran says we should look to sign Lennon Miller. Why? Why? Just because he's. Nah. Cunn looks hopeless. Chance of him playing up in his game today. Chance of him upping his game today. We've had 1,388 views on the video so far, which is absolutely fantastic. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. I need to refresh the page because it's only showing me 9 thumbs up. There are 82 thumbs up on the video. Alistair Johnson wearing some sort of head protection today. I don't know about that. We'll soon find out. And roughly just over, we'll find out in about 20 minutes when you see it on the telly. On the telly. And on that note, I am away to get ready to go to the pub. I am away to get ready to go to the pub. We will stream live from the pub straight after the game today. So make sure that you do join this channel. And we're going to talk about what really happened in the last transfer window, as well as we're obviously going to talk about the game today. But like I say, my phone was going absolutely crazy this morning. Crazy this morning with 2 or 3 group chats from back in the football days. And it was interesting, some interesting chats this morning. So on that note, come on the hoops. I'm going for 3-0 Celtic. I'm going for 3-0 Celtic this afternoon. See you after the game. Have a fantastic day, Celtic fans. Take her missus with you. Yeah. Good stuff. Anyway, hasta luego. Fantastic.